so I trained this with treats. I would eventually love for him to do it around, like you said, the cats, other things like that. It's easiest to first train it with treats though. When I tell my dog to leave it, what I want them to do is turn away from the food and look up at me. And let's take a little segue about jumping, because he just jumped on me. He jumped up because he wants something. So I'm going to make sure that I do not give him any petting or talk to him or obviously give him any treats when he jumps. Instead, when he just waits quietly, that's when I give him a treat. So when you're greeting him, if he is jumping, do not talk to him, do not pet him, do not even push him down. When he is jumping, cue him to sit. When he sits, that's when he gets attention. Good job, buddy. Good boy. And the jumping still happens every once in a while with him, especially he tends to forget himself right when I first get home, and he will give a couple of jumps. But then when I remind him to sit, he will sit, and then I can give him some nice petting while he's sitting. As long as everyone continues that for a bit longer, he is going to remember to sit for petting instead of jumping. It'll take a bit longer than these past 2 weeks in order to have him remember it well enough that he does it right away, because you can see right there, he jumped and he's like, oh right, I'm supposed to sit, I forgot. And it just takes longer to break that bad habit, at him being 3 years old already. It's just going to take longer than 2 weeks. You want everyone he encounters to tell him to sit as he's coming up and then pet him when he's sitting. Good job. And that's some more petting for not jumping up when I stopped. Oh boy. Okay. Back to the leave it. So I want him to turn away from the treats and look up at me. So this is a little harder to do when I'm holding the video, but I gotta try to orient it properly. Excuse me, gave a yawn there. So what I do is show him, hold some tempting treats around so that he knows that they're there, and then leave it. Yes. So just a little bit of a delay as he thought about it, and then he did it. Leave it. Sometimes he gets it confused with shake. Yes. So this is what I was talking about in my emails about I'd really love it for him to have more of an instantaneous response. Leave it. Okay, definitely confusing with shake. Oh, that was really embarrassing, Charlie. That's really not showing off your training. Leave it. That's better. Yes, you gotta look at me. Or towards me, anyway. What I'd like is for when he hears it, he just right away looks towards me. Leave it. Yes. And he tends to not do that. He tends to still try to go for the treat a little bit, and then he remembers, all right, we're doing that leave it thing, and then he does it. So what that tells me is he doesn't yet recognize the words leave it. And the fact that he was pawing at my hand trying to do a shake, that also tells me he wasn't recognizing what we were doing. He doesn't recognize the words leave it yet. So more practice is what the doctor ordered. So you want him to notice a treat, and let's put this one on the ground. Leave it. Yes, there we go. He's gotten better there. Leave it. Yeah, good boy. Nice job. Leave it. Yes, good boy. And when he notices it, you say nice and loud, not yelling, but just that he definitely hears it. Good boy. Oh, the cue. If needed, you can also leave it. Yay, good boy, yeah. You can also say his name afterwards, make a little kissy noise, get his attention, help him look up at you. Leave it. Yes. And you notice that first I had my shoe over it. Yes, so that he couldn't get it. Again, because he doesn't yet have an instantaneous response. But once I see that he's in the groove, then I can move my foot away. Yes, and he should still look up. Leave it. Charlie. Yes, good boy. Okay, there was an example of he went for it. Leave it. Charlie. Good boy. And I blocked him because I didn't want him to be hearing the words leave it right as he's trying to eat the treat. Yes, so I just use my foot to block him, and then I'm still, leave it, rewarding him for not going for it. So if this were a piece of trash on the ground, this is also what you would do, is block him from going towards it with your foot, or you might, bodily step between him and whatever it is. And then he's going to go, oh, right, that one is forbidden. I remember that word, leave it now, and I will look towards you. Good boy. I was rewarding him also for continuing to look up at me for a while. It's the same treat. There you go. Weird. There you go. Continuing to look up at me because you don't want a dog who tries and goes for a treat, you say leave it, they look up at you, and then they try all over again, blah, blah, blah. You want a dog to learn that once you said leave it, that they should continue to not go for the thing. So if you're out walking, there's something there, you don't want him to sniff, he's approaching it, you say the cue, block with your foot at first for now. If needed, give him a little kissy noise, say his name to help him look up at you. When he does, reward, and then you can either do it a couple more times or you can just move on your walk. When we were doing this at Nut Tree the other day, he did really great turning away from like trees and fence poles and stuff that he was checking out. Leave it! Charlie! Good. That one was less great because I had to help, but he did look up at me when I helped, and so that behavior is going to grow over time. He'll learn every time I hear the sounds, leave it, the next thing that happens is that she encourages me to look up at her, and when I do, I get my treat. Good boy. I'm gonna pet you because you looked like you wanted to jump and you didn't. And that was very nice. Good boy. Good job. Okay. So, while I've got you here, let's talk about the stay. So I'm gonna turn you around so that I can back up that way in the barn. Charlie, sit. Good boy. Stay. Sit. Stay. Yes. So this is another example of how Charlie seems to not fully understand the word stay yet. But once he realizes, oh, that's what we're doing, stay, then he does much better. Yes. Stay. Yes, very good boy. That was lovely. Very nice. You always want to end your stay by saying free and then encouraging him to get up. You want him to understand when the stay is over. He sat back down because he wants me to give him more treats, but I said free and I reward him for getting up, which means that I'm not doing a stay anymore. He's free to get up, do whatever he wants. I'm not going to give him treats for staying now unless I tell him stay once again. So let's go ahead and practice another one. Charlie, stay. I'm going to turn sideways and walk away. I'm going to hang over my shoulder. Whoops, he got up. So I went a little too far. What happens when he makes a mistake is you're going to take him back about to the same place as he was before. Sit, stay, and you're going to retry. Yes. So I went to about the same distance I just was when he got up, and this time he stayed. Stay, because he does learn from his mistakes. He learns like, oh, that one didn't give me a treat. Like that, nice. Oh, darn it. And he is more likely to get up when I'm talking, and that's why I'm being more quiet as I'm walking away. Let's try that again, buddy. Sit. Good. Stay. Just put him right. Good job. Stay. He fixed it himself. Yes. So in this case, good boy. Free. Nice. We were working on distance. You want to also work on duration, length of time between treats, and you want to work on distraction, what's going on around him. So right now we're in a low distraction environment, so it's easier for him to focus with me farther away, with more time between treats. If we were in a high distraction environment, if we were in a pet store, I would be rewarding him very frequently low duration, and I would be staying close to him, low distance. If one of those factors is really high, you want to go easy on the other three. Distance, duration, distraction. Are you eating a wood chip? What is that? What did you got there? Did you just eat a wood chip? I think you did. You're silly. You're going to poop that out tomorrow. And as the dog gets better, you will be able to combine those two of those factors together, and then all three together. Anytime he makes a mistake, you just put him back in roughly the same spot he was just in, and do it again. And you can see how he was learning from his mistakes. But you want to set the dog up for success, and they will learn much more efficiently if you are having bam, 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 one success after the other. Leave it. Oh, good boy, that was nice. Good job. And they get rewarded for those successes, and they're like, oh, this is it. This is what I'm supposed to do. Good job. Sit. Stay. So I'm not going to go as far, but I'm going to wait longer and see. Yeah, since I'm not sure. What are we still doing? So that was a little too hard for him. Sit. Stay. Stay. Good. Good. Yeah. Oh, I was just about to reward you. It was like 10 seconds. Stay. Good. And now he's confused. He's like, now I'm not sure what we're doing because I'm just waiting and waiting. Stay. So I'm going to reward him for a shorter stay. Yes, good boy. Stay. Yes. Stay. Good. Yes. And that was 10 seconds. Yay, good job. Let's throw an easy one. Stay. Good. Yes, nice job. So that was like 7 or 8 seconds. Free. Nice job. Good boy. So when he was having a hard time, I temporarily did some easier stays, lower duration. And then when he was back in the groove, recognizing what it is we're doing, I was able to then do a longer one. And that's how you want to practice with him. When he's in the groove, he's doing great. You do longer, harder stuff. When he's just warming up, when you're practicing something new, when you're in a distracting environment, then you make the rest of the stuff easier on him. Again, he doesn't seem to really recognize the word stay yet. He picks up what we're doing more by having 1 or 2 successful repetitions, and then he goes, oh, that's what we're doing. I'm actually surprised that Charlie is having this much trouble picking up verbal cues, considering that he is like half blind, and usually those dogs would then be really paying attention to the sounds around them and what we're saying, and I expected him to pick up on the verbal cues much more quickly and easily. But he just hasn't, so you just keep working on it. Thank you for the kisses. Good boy. Oh, you're cute.